Hello my witchy friends, how y'all doing? I know you probably can't see everything all that well, but that's perfectly okay. If you can hear anything in the background, people are texting me or messaging me. I got my little book stand here, over here somewhere. Y'all saw this, my haul today. I'm doing another video. I'm probably gonna release this one on Sunday. I know, it's like, Adam, you'll have 2 videos on Sunday. I don't think I can handle that. I don't think I can deal with that. Well, you need to chill, okay? So I made an inset today. I needed to clear up some space with some mason jars. And they weren't holding very much in the form of incense anyways, so I just kind of took them. They were mostly like protective incense, so things that would help to ward off negativity, ward off negative influences, maybe another witch is doing magic on me, so on and so forth. Kind of put up a bubble and stuff like that. So I kind of mixed it all together, threw in a bit of extra things, blessed it, and now I have this general mixture of herbs that's good for protection, good for healing, good for love. And I don't mean like love as in love spells, I mean like, inviting love into your space. So there's that, but we're not going to focus on that today. We're going to be focusing on making a juniper-based incense. Juniper, as you all know, is good for exorcisms, it's good for protection. We're going to be using some buckthorn in here. We're going to be using some osha root or bear root. We're going to be using some frankincense resin dust. We got some white willow bark, witch hazel, arco bark, white oak bark, and then we have our mason jar that we're going to store it all in. Now, I've started using these more as opposed to storing my incense in these things, because I don't really, this is enough to last you 3, 4, 6, 8, probably a year worth of incense, because you only ever use a pinch at a time. Now, I do have some frankincense whole here, and the reason I have that here is because I have a coal disc in my cauldron. And I'm just going to take a few of these and put them on that coal disc. Not too many, just a few. And I like to make sure that I get them right on the coal disc itself. All of that good stuff. So if you see a lot of smoke, that's perfectly okay. We're purifying the area. I've got some white candles burning, so on and so forth. I love having candles burning. Now, some of you might be thinking, well, why aren't you using your fancy dancy lights that you bitched at us for a while ago? And I'm having issues at the moment. Give me a second. I was trying to light a candle, and it wasn't working. Anyways, so the reason I'm not using my fancy dancy lights is because I want this to be an intimate, kind of witchy session with y'all, so I don't know what to say. So what is the purpose of this particular incense? Why are we making it? Why even bother? There's so many protective-based incense out there. This one is specific to our use cases, or at least my use case, where let's say you have people in your life that are negatively influencing you, they are bringing negativity into your life, they are just being downers, maybe they're driving things down your throat. In my haul video I did yesterday, I said, you know, it's really cool to be a book witch and to learn from the books and, you know, treat the books as the word of quote-unquote God. And that's perfectly fine. You do you, I do me. And I said, you know, but let's not be the Williams of the world. And, you know, I didn't want to drop an actual name, so, you know, I used the first name that came into my head, which was William. But essentially, there has been some problems in some of these Facebook groups with some Cindy Lou's and some Williams, where they believe that the Wiccan Rede and the 3x3 law are basically written in stone, and if you do anything outside of that, if you cast a banishing spell, if you do anything that is not in the Wiccan Rede, then you're not a Wic. Like, you're not a Wiccan or you're not a witch, and you should, as this quote-unquote William, it's not his actual name, but, you know, we'll go with it, as this William says, or said to me, these, and some of these individuals will say this to you, is to shut your mouth and read a fucking book. So this is the reason we're making this type of incense, is because, you know, when you're dealing with these Facebook groups, these YouTube comments, and I'm blessed to not get any hate on YouTube. I hear these horror stories about how these witches who are new to YouTube, they might not be new to the craft, but they are new to YouTube. They come onto YouTube and people in the community, like, you get Christians that'll come on and bash them, or you'll get other witches that'll come on and bash them and say, you know, that's not how you're supposed to be practicing, you're doing it wrong, you need to learn how to do it properly. All of the smoke you see, I only put like 3 frankincense resin pieces on here, and they were okay sized chunks of stone. I don't know if you can see that. You probably can't because it's so smoky and it's not as bright in here, but, you know, they're not big pieces, but holy crap. And this is really purifying the area. So anyways, dealing with these types of online communities can bring a lot of negativity into your space. Especially when all you're trying to do in said groups is share your opinion. Now, this William person, and again, William is not his actual name, so, you know, basically made it as if it was fact. And a little bit of backstory as to what this drama is about, without getting into too many specifics, because it's somewhat personal. I cast a spell that you would probably consider a love spell on somebody, but it wasn't to make them fall in love with me. It wasn't to take away their free will. I wanted them, yes, to fall in love with me, but I wanted them to do it of their own volition. I just wanted them to be sweetened to me, to be sweetened to the idea of me, to be infatuated with me, to maybe, you know, have some thoughts of me and us and what that could look like. But I wanted them to keep their free will. So, you know, I don't want you to just instantly fall head over heels with me and be completely in love with me and so on and so forth. I wanted you to do that of your own volition, but I wanted you to see, you know, the sweeter side of me or the softer side of me or whatever. So anyways, I was explaining this, and William basically stated, you know, every book says that what you're doing is you're harming them, and that's not okay, that's not cool, you can't do that. And I said, well, and he's like, that's fact. And I said, well, William, your fact is just an opinion, it's not my fact. Just like my fact is not your fact, it is an opinion coming from me. So, like, the things that I believe are not the things that you necessarily believe, and he didn't like that, and things got nasty and heated and so on and so forth. So today, I saged my place to remove any of these negative impurities, these lingering thoughts. Because, you know, when you're talking on the internet, that's like, your computer screen is almost a doorway to, letting other people into your house. So they're going to bring their baggage, their garbage, their whatever into your house. And I always like to sage my place after dealing with these Facebook groups in this type of situation, because it's just like, you know, they're bringing their negativity, they're bringing their shit into your place, and it impacts you, it infects you in a way. So I saged my place, and then, you know, as I was watching my TV shows and I was doing some work, I got to thinking about how we could deal with this. And I thought, well, why don't we make an incense? And then I thought, hey, what if I show the YouTube community how to make said incense? So we're gonna do that. So I got some sage and I have some juniper over here, but we're gonna start with some white oak bark. Now, white oak bark is good for, you know, protection, purification. Specifically, I'm using it for the intentions of protection. Now, with this juniper-based incense, you can put whatever you want into it. It doesn't even have to be juniper. Your spell, your working is your own thing. Whatever you want to do is perfectly fine. However you want to make the incense is perfectly fine. The intention that I'm putting in is protection, purification, and exorcism. Now, it's not exorcism of demons. It's not exorcism of, you know, the exorcist. It's exorcism of those negative thoughts, of that negative energy that comes into your place, stuff like that. I'd have this burning around my computer area when I'm dealing with the online community. At least in my opinion, I would. You can use this however you'd like to use this. And what I'm doing right now is just putting my intent into this. I want to try something new. I'm going to upload this video without editing it. I always edit my videos. Sometimes I like to put effects on my voice. I have a video coming in September explaining some things. You're probably like, why in September? I've been recording a lot of videos and doing a lot of things on YouTube and having a lot of discussions and so on and so forth. And I have a lot of content coming out, and I thought that I would publish content a little more frequently while still having my scheduled content. As you've probably seen in my playlist, sorry, I'm also putting my intention into this, so it's really hard to talk and concentrate at the same time. And I haven't even moved on to the second herb. This is literally what it's like for me to make an incense, is I just take my time with one ingredient at a time. So this might be a really long video. If you're really interested in just knowing all of the ingredients and making this video, well, the ingredients are whatever you want them to be. I was on, so I just put in some Osha root, some bear root. You can get this New Age stores. If you're in Calgary, there's a New Age store in Kensington that sells this. And you had better get there before I do, because God knows I will buy all of it. So I'm just breaking up the bark here. Just opening the bark. I don't want to find, like, I don't want to find fine dust. I just want to open up the bark. So I don't have a large subscriber base on YouTube, and that's a good thing, actually. And the reason it's a good thing is because it allows me the freedom to say whatever I want and do whatever I want with my channel. For instance, if you're a makeup person, you know, and you've got 30,000 followers, or 1 million followers in some cases, and you want to change your channel to say witchcraft, you know, you're gonna lose a huge subscriber base. I've got maybe 70, 75 at most. So I can say and do and change and whatever, and it doesn't matter if they all leave because I don't have to worry, okay, I just lost a huge chunk of revenue, you know? And I'm not in this for the money anyhow. So I'm just putting my intention in here. And the Osha root is for clarity and purification. So we're going to put in some white willow bark. You know, small palm size. White willow bark is also good for protection, purification. Again, we're removing negative energies and we're putting up a barrier around our space. So in this particular case, I'd be putting up a barrier around my computer space because I don't want the negativity of the online communities coming into my place and affecting me and my mood and my stuff. Now that we have that in there, we're going to put in some buckthorn bark. I love the smell of buckthorn bark. It smells like campfire. Like it doesn't smell like campfire in its, you know, this form, but when it's burning, and I'm just putting some on a coal. When it burns, I love that smell. It smells like campfire when it burns. So buckthorn bark is gonna, again, be good for protection, purification. There's a lot of barks going into this, in case you haven't noticed. And barks are very, very good for defensive properties. They're also very good for, again, protection, purification, removal of things, so on and so forth. We're gonna put in a bit of witch hazel, a bit of witch hazel, a bit of witch hazel. Not a lot, about a half a palm size amount. And I'm gonna do the same thing with Arco bark. Actually, I think with Arco bark, I'm gonna go with a pinch. What the hell is this? Not really sure what that was, but okay. And I'm just gonna mix this up with my fingers and rip up some of the barks and stuff, and I'm just gonna put my intention in here. Okay. So I'm going to put in a little bit of frankincense resin. What? 3 pinches worth? I'm going to put in 4. I'm going to put in, oh, I already put in my witch hazel. I was like, I'm going to put in more witch hazel. You know, you put in whatever you want to put in. Put in some witch hazel, don't put in some witch hazel. I'm gonna put in, you know, 3 pieces about like this of sage. So as I was saying earlier, much earlier, I don't want to edit this video, and the reason I don't want to edit this video is because I want to see what it looks like unedited. I want to see how people respond. I don't expect, you know, them to hate me or like me, but I just want to see if it matters. I was binge watching some of Ember Honeyraven's videos today, and she had said, you know, fuck it, I'm done, like, I'm not gonna edit my videos or edit them as much. It was before she got her lighting set up, so it was an older video. And, you know, I thought, hey, why don't we throw up a video? It might be long, like this video might be like 20-30 minutes long. But that's fine. I don't care. So I'm just mixing together the ingredients. I'm gonna mix it together with my fingers and put my intent in, so let's take a minute. Okay, and the last ingredient is, of course, the juniper berries. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put these in, so far, what we have so far, I'm going to put it into our little container. You know, don't worry about making a mess. Witchcraft is meant to be messy. I mean, you're crafting. You're making something. And arts and crafts in school was always a mess. So I'm going to take a good handful size of juniper berries. Again, I know you can't really see that, but that's about a palm size. And I'm just going to gently crush them up in my mortar and pestle. This is a process. As you're doing this, put your intent into this. So I've crushed them up. They're kind of like gooey, a little bit gross looking. I'm just going to pour them in to what we have and pour that all back into our mortar and pestle, and then I'm just going to mix it up with my fingers. And as you're doing this, just put your intent of purification, protection, putting that bubble up around you, you know, not allowing those negative feelings to impact you or affect you. And I'm just going to enchant this and put my intention more into it. And there we go. And I'm just going to burn a little bit on this coal disc here. When you're putting it on a coal disc, you only need really like maybe 2 small pinches. And I'll end up labeling this. This is pretty much, again, I know you can't really see it, but this is pretty much what we came up with. It's mostly barks with some sage and some juniper. And the whole reason behind that, again, is because we want those protective elements, we want those protective qualities, and we will get those through our incense. Okay? So I hope that this video kind of showed you, you know, how I make incense and why I make incense. I know you've seen other incense videos, and I think I have a couple more coming that are scheduled to come later on. But, you know, I just wanted to share, you know, a little witchy moment. And since it is a Sunday video, I just wanted to have a little chat with you. So yeah, I'm going to try and upload this unedited and see exactly what, you know, it looks like. It's probably going to be really, really bad because, I don't know, I'm so used to editing videos. Okay? Talk to you later. Mwah. Like, comment, and subscribe, my lovely, lovely little witches.